Hello traders, FX Pip Collector here. Today is Thursday, February 12th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold and a couple of the yen pairs. I always like to start off on the US dollar index because it pretty much tells me what I should be doing on all the main dollar pairs themselves. And like I've been saying pretty much all week long, this move up to me really looks like an impulsive move. It looks like a 5-wave impulsive move, which is why I think it's likely a wave A or a wave B. That means that this move down is still probably very likely a pullback to the last move up. We've been sitting at this 78% Fibonacci retracement. It seems like a pretty good area for us to either push up and make a C, which would potentially look like that, and then go back down, or there is definitely a possibility that it's not a C, that makes a wave 3, goes all the way up here, gives us a break of structure, which would confirm a much bigger turn to the upside on the higher time frames. I still suspect that this is actually going to be a 1, 2, 3, and I still suspect that this is going to go up and start giving us a break of structure. Now, this is the daily time frame, so obviously it is going to take some while to play out. So going down to the euro dollar, I mean, the euro dollar definitely is still bullish, and there is definitely a chance that this does just keep on going up no matter what we think about the dollar index itself. But we still are looking at this right here as possibly being like a little pullback within a downtrend, and it either goes down for a C, which would look like that, or it goes down for a 3, which I still think is more likely, which would go down and give us a break of structure to the downside. So anyways, going all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, I mean, we've been very corrective for the last couple of days, which makes me think even more that we are preparing for a move to the downside. I think that, like yesterday, I was saying that this could be like an expanding and it could potentially go up. Well, the fact that it didn't maintain impulsive movement to the upside, but instead it made 1 up, 3 down, and now it's in another wave to the upside, makes me think that this move up right here probably is a pullback to this last move down. So we got our Fibonacci retracement on the last move down. I would be paying very close attention to that 61%. These bottoms right here could definitely become tops. It could push a little bit beyond that. I mean, it could push up to 78%. But if it does react to one of these levels and give us a nice impulsive move to the downside, that's probably going to be a really nice little push to the downside and probably a very, very nice little entry to go short. So anyways, moving on to the pound dollar, like I said, pretty much the analysis for all these pairs comes from the dollar index. And just like the euro dollar, I mean, there is definitely a chance that this just keeps on going up. The trend is definitely up on this time frame. But based on the dollar index, I still think there's a chance that this right here could just be a pullback, like an ABC pullback to the uptrend. Or possibly it really is going to go down, which I still suspect is the most likely scenario, give us a bigger structure, and make a much bigger move to the downside. Either way, we're just going to take it one step at a time. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we are definitely pushing up. But the way that this is going up makes me think that it is just a pullback because it made 1 up and made 3 waves down. Yes, this is a lower low, but it is 3 waves down, and now it's pushing up again. I think this could be either a running, which could make a lower high compared to this high over here, or possibly it's going to be like more like an expanding. If it's an expanding, it might push up to like the 61%. Either way, we need to keep a very close eye on our Fibonacci levels, especially like the 60 and the 51%. Like I said, it could be a running and it could make a lower high, so you definitely want to watch this 38% also. You know, this bottom right here could act as a lot of support. There's obviously a lot of support and resistance right there in the past. So definitely keep an eye on your Fibonacci levels for a potential turn to the downside. Now moving on to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar overall has been a very, very strong pair, and it still seems to be very, very strong. I've been doing nothing but looking for longs on this, and it's been very, very good. Now, yes, it did break to the downside, so what we need to do is put our Fibonacci retracement on this last little section and push up right here. Because if the dollar pairs are going to keep on pushing up, then this likely could end up bouncing from one of these fib levels. Now, based on the dollar analysis, if the dollar goes up, then this is going to go down. And it definitely did give us a break of structure right here. So if it never breaks to the upside on a little bit of a sort of time frame at a Fibonacci level, then don't go long. If it doesn't break to the upside, but instead on sort of time frames it makes lower lows, lower highs, keeps on going down, then you would just keep on looking for shorts. The only reason why I think that this could push up again is because the daily, weekly, and pretty much every time frame is in an uptrend. So we definitely want to be careful on the Aussie dollar because the Aussie dollar has been very strong and it definitely could bounce from one of these fib levels, break structure to the upside, and push up to the next daily time frame fib level, which is the 61.8, right around the 0.716 area. So definitely still very, very bullish on the Aussie dollar just because the Aussie has been so strong. Moving on to the US dollar CAD. The US dollar CAD also pretty much the same analysis. I still think the dollar CAD is either going to go up and make a C, which would potentially look like this, or I think it's potentially going to go up and make a wave 3. If it's a wave 3, it's going to go up and give us a big break of structure. Either way, like I always like to say, we'd like to take it one step at a time. You know, it definitely did make an engulfing move to the upside, so we are definitely looking for longs, I think. Going down to the 1 hour time frame is also where we see that price definitely did give us a break of structure on Wednesday. So this is impulsive down. It made 3 waves up, and now it's in another impulsive down. Now, normally the third wave will take out the low of the first wave before it goes up, so the 61 and the 78% seems like a likely area to me. But if this really is a turn, it can make a higher low. It could be like a running pattern. So keep an eye on, the 50. It could turn it to 50. It could turn it to 61. But just keep an eye on these fib levels because it really seems like we're going to go up and make either a wave C or potentially make a wave 3. So anyways, moving on to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss often is a little bit different than the other dollar pairs just because the Swiss is a risk-on, risk-off currency, but it's pretty much the same thing. I still think there's a good chance that it could go up and make a C before it goes down like that. Or maybe it really is going to go up and make a wave 3 and give us a break of structure. The thing is that the trend is technically still down, and there's still a chance that the dollar goes down. There's still a chance that this keeps going down. It just looks like the pattern is telling us that it does want to make a move to the upside. And when we go down to the 1 hour time frame, we definitely do have a nice solid break of structure on this one, just like the dollar CAD, which makes you think that this is impulsive down, 1, 2, 3 waves up, impulsive down like an ABC pattern. So keep an eye on the 50, keep an eye on the 61%. Often tops become bottoms. There's a top right here, right in between the 50 and the 61%. So those seem like very likely areas where we could end up seeing a turn to the upside. And like I said, if it really is a wave 3, it could end up being a very significant turn to the upside for sure. So moving down to the Oz to gold, going back up to the daily time frame. Like I've been saying all week long, I think the 61% is a really likely target for this to potentially be the end of a wave B. If it does end the wave B, then it potentially could go down and make a C, which would likely go back down and make a double bottom before it goes back up. Or if this really is the top of a wave 3 on the higher time frames, which there's no evidence that it is yet, then it potentially will go down and give us a big break of structure, which would be a very significant pattern if that is what happens. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, we definitely want to continue to look for longs, in my opinion. We want to take it up to at least a 61%. It's very similar to the other ones where we got impulsive down, 3 waves up. Gold loves to make running and expanding patterns, and it could potentially make a higher low, and just take off to the upside, which is why I definitely would be recommending longs right now. Based on the pattern, it kind of seems like it should go down to the 78% before it goes up, but like I said, gold really does like to make running and expanding patterns, so it does seem very, very likely like it is going to end up pushing up again. So keep an eye on your fib levels. There's a really good chance that this could break this structure right here and just head up towards that 61%. But it also seems more likely like it's going to reject that, go down to the 78%, grab liquidity at these lows over here, and then probably end up pushing to the upside. Just be very, very cautious with your shorts because we are definitely in an uptrend still on all higher time frames. And especially with something like gold, it really needs to be your friend. The trend needs to be your friend. Moving on to the US dollar yen. Obviously, if the dollar turns up, then this will probably turn up a little bit also. But I mean, this is really looking like an impulsive pattern. It looks like maybe it will push up, but maybe it'll just end up being a pullback to the downtrend. All the yen pairs definitely do look like they are trying to find a top on the weekly time frame. And if this really is a top over here on the weekly time frame, then this thing is going to be in a downtrend potentially for months, making lower lows, lower highs on these higher time frames. There's really not a whole lot of evidence yet that that is what the case is. And obviously, there's probably a lot of support in this area right here. It's a pretty big demand area, pretty big supply area. So definitely keep an eye out for a bounce. But when we take it down to the lower time frames, I personally wouldn't even try to go long until we get a solid break of structure. I mean, there is a little structure level right here, but the fact that that made 3 waves down right there tells me that that actually could just be a wave B, which means it could go up, break that, make a lower high compared to this high, and then end up continuing down from there. So I am definitely looking at this move as another pullback within a downtrend. I think the structure break that would turn me bullish is actually way up here. Any break of structure besides that still could just end up being a pullback within a downtrend. The trend is very, very strong down on the daily. And with the yen pairs, just like on gold, the trend really needs to be your friend. These yen pairs can trend for way longer than you expect they can. So we definitely want to continue to look for pullback entries every single chance we get. So moving on to the euro yen, going back up to the daily time frame. The euro yen is definitely sitting at the 100% Fibonacci extension. Now this could end up just being a 1, 2, 3 ABC pattern to the uptrend. So if we get a break of structure on certain time frames, we definitely want to go back to looking for longs. But it could just end up being a bounce. It could just end up making lower lows, lower highs. Like I said, if the yen pairs really have found a top on the weekly, then this daily time frame will continue to make lower lows, lower highs. That doesn't mean that it potentially may not make a move to the upside for several days before it goes down, making another lower high, but it does mean that it potentially would make lower lows, lower highs on this daily time frame. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, this is the break of structure technically, but just like on the dollar yen, this up here may actually be the more important break of structure. You know, this actually could be like a wave B, and it could go up, break that, and then end up making a lower high compared to that other structure and continuing down. So even if it does push up and break this, I wouldn't get too bullish until it broke this right here. If you do try to take some longs, just make sure that the short time frame longs, like scalping trades, because it definitely could end up making lower high compared to this high right here and continuing down. This 100% area seems like a really important area. You know, the market does like to respect that 100% Fibonacci extension of the previous wave. So it does seem like a good area to get a pretty significant bounce. But until we actually get a nice solid break of structure, we are just speculating that it's going to push up. And trying to pick tops and bottoms is definitely not the winning trader's game. Trading with the trend is definitely going to get you more money than trying to pick these tops and bottoms. Moving on to the pound yen, it's basically the exact same story. The pound yen has been quite a bit weaker, but there's still a chance that this pound yen is just an ABC pullback within the weekly time frame uptrend. So we definitely still want to be cautious and aware of that. You know, this could go down to the 123, 138 level and then end up bouncing and pushing back up all the way back up to the highs. But if the weekly time frame really, really has found a top, then it might push up. It might make a lower high. It might push up, make a lower high, and just keep on making lower lows, lower highs, just like I was explaining on the euro yen. In my opinion, that's one of the reasons why the yen pairs are really good pairs to trade, is because they are so well correlated with each other. If you use correlation, you can usually figure out what's going on. Now, just like the other yen pairs, technically this is the break of structure level. But the fact that it made 3 waves down right there still makes me think that it could just end up being like an ABC. And if it breaks this high, that's the high that's really going to turn me bullish. So if you do go long, just make sure it's kind of a short time frame scalping type strategy, because it definitely could go up, but it definitely could make a lower low, lower high, and just keep on trending down. There's really no evidence that any of these yen pairs have turned, and the trend is definitely needs to be your friend, especially on these yen pairs and things like gold that have been very strong trends. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website if you want to be part of a great trading community on Discord, and I also do share every single trade I take with the community at the exact time of entry. So anyways, have a great day and happy trading as always.